Good afternoon to you. Mark Sott with HurricaneTrack.com here with your hurricane outlook and discussion. It is Friday, August the 14th, 2020, and even though I'm recording this at 11:47 a.m. and it's still morning where I am, by the time this is finished and gets online, it'll be afternoon. So, good afternoon. So this will be fairly short today. Going to take a look at what's going on in the tropics currently, and then a couple of interesting tweets to kind of set the stage for what's coming. We're in this lull in terms of any potential threats to land areas at the moment. But that being said, we do have Josephine out there, a named storm from a tropical wave out in the main development region before August 15th. And we're getting ready to have Kyle off the East Coast, one of these systems that's developed off of an impulse that came off of North America. And that'll put us at 11 named storms before August the 15th, and we're not even at the climatological peak. Wow, what a year it has been. And look at this. This looks like a football play. I mean, right? It's like, all right, Johnson, I want you over here. Smithers, you're here. And Robbins, I want you to pass it over to Johnson. I have no idea how to draw up football. You guys are probably laughing at me. And then whoever, Jackson, you come in the back, and he's going to pass it back to you in a flea flicker mode, and off you go. So, haha, there's my sports ignorance for how to draw up football plays, but that's what it looks like. At least I know what X's and O's are. And I guess you could do tic-tac-toe, but this shows you how busy the Pacific is at the moment, and once this calms down and this all starts to go away, the Atlantic will really start to pick up. Another way to look at this, which is a little easier to visualize where things would be headed, and this is just kind of weird. So here's our depression. This is going to head on out to the open Pacific. These two systems kind of riding fairly close to the Mexican coastline, but then this one is supposed to turn north, maybe. So that's kind of odd. What I was hoping we could get would be some of this moisture to come up here closer to the Baja without any major direct impacts, and maybe stream some of that moisture into the desert southwest, but that is not happening. We're going to have this big old Sonoran heat ridge sitting out here, amplifying even more, actually, exacerbating the fire problems out west. Very, very hot weather out that way, and that's just going to continue. And so as long as you've got strong high pressure sitting over here, these systems go up and they go out. There's no trough, no weakness coming in off the west coast to induce a northerly turn towards, either Southern California with some of the remnants not happening, or along the Mexican coastline up into the Baja, either the west or the east side of it. Doesn't matter. It's not happening, at least not for now. Typically it doesn't happen in August anyway. Moving over to the Atlantic, we do have Josephine. Wind is down to 40 miles per hour as this is starting to become more disheveled because of upper level winds getting stronger. And then we have this new area, fairly new, and this is well on its way to becoming a named storm. I'll show you my proof of that in a moment. And once it becomes named, it'll be Kyle. And like I said, it'll be the 11th named storm of the year. Wow. It'll rack up 2 or 3 ace points probably and move on out into the North Atlantic and be only an item to watch if you're in the shipping industry. So here's a satellite animation of our players on the field going along with that terrible football analogy. This player over here passed out and died. That's Elita. So rest in peace there. Player number 1. These are our other systems down here trying to develop. Some of them already developing. Just a lot going on in a relatively small geographic area. And that doesn't allow for any one system to become solely, like by itself, solely powerful. S-O-L-E-L-Y, right? Solely, like by itself. That's what I'm trying to say. When they're all grouped together like that, it's hard for one of them to break out and become like a major hurricane. But here's 96L, well on its way to being Kyle. This is Josephine, well on its way to eventually demising itself or whatever up here as it moves into the Southwest Atlantic. No worries for any impacts. Maybe an increase in some surf for portions of the Leeward Islands, but that's about it. Close-up satellite zoom, well, that's what that is, a zoomed-in satellite loop of soon-to-be Kyle. Lots of lightning. I tell you what, I took the kids out to Wrightsville Beach here last night and to Mason Inlet, and the lightning that was offshore in some of these, I guess it's like a band coming up, was absolutely incredible. I wish I had taken my DSLR, but it was time to spend time with the kids and play in the inlet and look for flounder and stingrays and things like that. But I tell you, man, that lightning, that energy, very, very warm water here off the Carolina coast. And this little impulse moved offshore, well-developed low-pressure area now. They'll probably initiate advisories at 5 p.m. Eastern would be my guess at this point. And you can see it on the vorticity signature, nice and round, concentrated. And this will move off into the North Atlantic, riding the Gulf Stream. I'll show you that in a moment. Here's all our energy associated with our systems in the Pacific. And there is energy that constantly streams off of Colombia down here in South America. You get these little vorticity streams, if you will, kind of an interesting local phenomenon. And then more vorticity pieces coming off the coast of Africa. Nothing coming together just yet, but you just wait. It is coming. So, Kyle to be developing right over here, right now. So it's got 26, 27, 29. Let's see, so there's 26. Wow. You know what? I just noticed that. There's the 26th line. It's not yellow. It's that sort of yellow-green color. Anyway, there it is right there. I was trying to remember the other day I outlined it. Maybe I had it wrong. But that's 26. This yellow in here that I'm outlining, that's 27. There's 28. There's 29. So, Kyle to be firmly entrenched there in water temperatures that'll be warm enough for further development. I didn't realize that the 26 Celsius line went that far north. In fact, if you zoom in just for what it's worth, and if you live up there, I guess it's worth a lot, because if you have property where I'm talking about on Long Island, well, you know, that's worth a lot. And in there, that's 26 Celsius. So yeah, if you're in Long Island Sound, water temperatures there, I think that color is the same as that color, right? Looks like it to me. So it's about 79, 80 degrees. That is amazing. Wow. I have a friend that lives up in Baiting Hollow on the north side of Long Island. I'll have to ask him, how's the water? So Kyle to be will definitely have warmer water, or warm water to take advantage of. And you never know, it might become a hurricane. Wouldn't surprise me in the least. These subtropical systems like to do that. And real quick, this piece of energy here was sitting back over here just a couple of days ago. And there you go. That's how these little mid-latitude systems, add to the pile of name storms. They do add a little bit of ace. Sometimes if they come off further south and they ride up the coast like Arthur did in 2014, they can be problematic. And sometimes they come out, these impulses down this way, drop into the Gulf like Barry last year. It just depends, okay? So there you go. All right, this is an interesting tweet from Todd here, Todd Kimberlane. 7 to 10 days is what I talked about yesterday. You got about a week to 10 days, and then it's going to happen. All right, all the stuff is there. The stage has been set. All the dress rehearsals are done. It's time for opening night. All right, and that's coming up towards the end of the month. And Todd knows what he's talking about here. Trust me, okay? The rising motion is coming. It's, you know, these are the wind anomalies down at the 850 millibar level, and we're going to get a westerly wind at that level, which helps to induce vorticity and spin. The upper levels are going to look really, really favorable overall. The mean sea level pressures are going to be getting lower and lower, and this here, the upper level winds, 200 millibars in the atmosphere. What do you see? Nothing but easterly winds. Little bit of maybe a small break right there. This little tut feature. And then more anticyclonic flow here. Wow. So basically this whole area, with just a little break there, favorable, favorable, all favorable, and very, very little in the way of strong, look, this green up here, those are your stronger upper level winds. Very, very favorable coming up. When is this valid? 276 hours out. I know that's a long time, but these are large scale features. This is that MJO. The rising motion is coming. You can see that in the 200 millibar velocity potential. And, you know, this is all green through here for the most part. Over where? The tropical Atlantic, Africa, the Eastern Pacific still, just a little bit of this. And then what is this? All this orange in here and red, sinking motion. Where? Across the tropical Pacific. So the standing wave over where? Africa. What does that do? Spits out tropical waves. You got to know how to read these Hofmoeller diagrams. And I generally understand them. But for you at home, this all through here, this is where we are now. This is where we're going. So you kind of move this up in time. All right, so here you go, like that's September 26th, mid-September. You look and you see what's coming. You know, maybe a little bit of a lull again, but we'll see about that. You know, how that goes. But once you get into the end of the month and into September, you better be ready, and you better be ready on a lot of levels. Seriously. So also good news if you like documentaries and the work that I've been doing for 2 decades plus. All the people that I have met along the old metaphorical and quite literal hurricane highway. Episode 2, publicly available today. It's called Next Play. That's the title of the episode. And it goes over. We basically pick up at the end of 2018, where the Tracking the Hurricanes series leaves off. I'm no longer doing those per se. I'm doing this instead. These are episodes. And so we pick up at the end of the 2018 season, and we go from there. And we talk about, in the episode, it addresses what we do in the off season, a little bit of a dramatic thing that happens to me, actually very dramatic at the end of 2018. You'll see if you don't know about it. You'll see. And then a good look at how we spend the off season. There are some great interviews in this episode, including my friend Rob Perillo from KATC down in Lafayette. Phil Klotzbach is in here. Alex Garcia. Different people that I have gotten to know. Jesse Bass is in there. Mike Farrow. People that have influenced and helped me. And that's the big part of this series, is I wanted more people in it, interviews, and make it, you know, more like what you're used to seeing on television, without all the television baked in drama and overly dramatic music. I think the music's appropriate. It's put in where I need it, and it's not, there's no fluff. The stuff is just, it's what I like, and I think you like it too, based on the feedback I've gotten. Oh, and don't forget, we do have the Hurricane Highway t-shirts. Those are available. I'll put a link again today in the description of the video. The Hurricane Highway 20th anniversary t-shirt. It goes along with the series, the back of it. That's what it looks like. So, front of it's got the logo. There's only 100 of them. I haven't checked to see how many are sold. And this is the good thing. It doesn't matter if we sell 8 or all 100. Not Patreon. It's CustomInk. It's a little fundraising thing. And for $32, including shipping, or with shipping added to it, sorry, it's a small shipping fee. It's a decent little fundraiser. And I wish I had a store, but, you know, I do. I guess you just order it from there. It's the digital world. You can order from anywhere in the universe. All right, and pretty soon Amazon will probably have that. They'll take it all over. All right, so I'm going to take the next couple of days off. My anniversary is Sunday. Been married 24 years. And as you fall off your chair and pick your jaw up off the floor, what? 24 years? Yep. Yeah, you don't look old enough to be married 24 years. Well, it's true. So Saturday, Sunday, family time. It's kind of quiet in terms of no threats to land. So enjoy the 2 episodes of the Hurricane Highway that are publicly available. And if you are a patron on Patreon, all 5 episodes that are finished, there's 3 more coming for a total of 8. All 5 are already available through Patreon. So if you're not a Patreon supporter yet, well, this weekend's a good time to sign up. Even the dollar level, you get access to the all the series, everything we've ever done, all of them, all the documentaries, and even a couple of short films. So anyway, I'm going to take the weekend off, and then I'll be back on Monday. And I bet you on Monday we're going to be talking about a lot of different stuff. All right, that's my prediction. So in 48 hours, watch what changes. All right, have a good weekend. And as always, thanks for tuning in. And do let me hear, by the way, after you see tonight's episode or the latest episode of the Hurricane Highway, what you think about that. I am Mark South of HurricaneTrack.com. Thanks for watching. We'll reconvene again on Monday.